Yes, good morning, my people. We're back here again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Yes, this one is the second video we do today. This one is from our brother, Comrade Stanley Osazosa Konahode. Now, still the matter we concern land grabbing, but in get wetin you want talk in depth. Make una hear am, make una hear wetin our brother can tell una. Comrade Stanley Osazosa Konahode.
Yeah. A great good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. I remain my humble self. Your noble right activist, Comrade Stanley Usazosa Udin, the Coordinator General Edo Diasporal Connect Worldwide, the CEO Stanley Sadi Enterprise. In fact, the CFO man Edo States. Yes, today is a new day that the Lord has made, and we are glad to wake up successfully. Ordinarily, we are not the best in the world. To have woke up this morning, it is not an easy task. It only happens with the discretion of our ubiquitous God. So that is why this morning, before we do anything, we mustn't forget to acknowledge the effort of our ubiquitous God in our lives. If He touches your life with His hand, your life will change. That was where the song came into being. He touched my life with His hand, my life changed. He touched my life with His hand, my life changed. So before we go to the business of the day, I want the Most High God Jehovah to recognize the fact that we acknowledge Him in all whatever we do. I think it is very, very now proper for us to be very focused and determined. There is a goal. The goal is to end land grabbing in the state. The goal is of two strategy, which you call objective in actualizing the stated goal. One of the basic objective is tackling land grabbing at the macro level, then tackling land grabbing at the micro level. Let me first of all dwell on the macro level before we go to the macro. As you all know, micro represents a smaller enclave, macro represents a larger enclave. In this context, micro has to do with why you wait for the government to fight the battle in totality. You must start to fight the battle yourself. In the micro level, it includes raising an alarm, furnishing those channeling the cause with useful and valid information. Your actions must be devoid of hate, or because you notice that one Okaegele in one community is being successful and is doing things rightly the way it ought to be. Because you hate him, you are looking for everything humanly possible to nail him. You now come out with false information to bring that Okaegele down. We will not accept such. And we are not here to fight for Mr. A against Mr. B. We are here to ensure that perpetrators and those who engage themselves in such frivolities is made to face the full wrath of the law. While we are doing all this, we must first of all ensure that at the micro level, you have all the valid documents to validate your claim. It is also true that in the past, majority of Edo citizens cannot do a CFO. Excuse me. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Yes, but just call me back in some few minutes. I did live program now, please. Sorry. All right, just call me. Yes. So, sorry for taking this call and forgive my negligence. Let me silence it. Forgive my negligence, please. It is also true that in the past, everyone cannot have access to a statutory right of occupancy, owing to the fact that the exorbitant price that is associated with it is beyond what is normal. In the past, you need about ₦1 million, at least 800,000 naira to do a CFO on 100 by 100. Your survey is not even part of it. Your tax is not even part of it. But as we speak today, when you have your survey, you have your tax, you have your surveyors, you have your tax, you have valid land documents, you will not spend more than 100,000 naira to do a CFO when you have all this. But why you not have a little increase in prices? Ordinarily, when you buy land, you are supposed to do a survey. So when you are not doing the survey at the same time doing your CFO, it increases the price. But ordinarily, when you buy land, the first thing to do is to do a survey. So when there are issues relating to land grabbing on your land, and you have community documents given to you by the community, every sign, and you have a CFO given to you by the government in respect to your land, you do not need to be afraid of land grabbers. Yes, they will delay you for some time owing to the fact that there is already an encroachment no one will super. But at the end of the day, because of your valid documentation, you collect what rightfully belongs to you. But in a situation where you have a communal deed of transfer, you have a communal approval. I want to state this clearly. One single community approval can sell the whole land in every community. One single community approval can sell the whole lands in every community, in a community, sorry. Now let's take an example. You have an approval for 200 by 200. I can come out now to say, I will go and bring out the approval. Already there are no beacon number in the approval to say that this is the specific land. There are no coordinates reflected on the approval to state that this is the specific land, which simply means that you can take that approval from one location to another to sell community lands. They will not sell 4 plots to you at the time because the approval is carrying 4 plots. They will say, we are transferring 1 by 2 to you. They will give you the approval, a photocopy. You photocopy it. Then immediately, you go to your lawyer with a photocopy of the approval. The lawyer will write a deed of transfer, which is just a mere document. In fact, we have 2 types of deed. A deed of transfer, there are some that is not even admissible in court. But you are holding a document. They will say, okay, now come and tender your document, your deed of transfer. You tender a document. The court will say this one is not admissible, owing to the fact that the lawyer who wrote it may not even have a say. And you all know that right from history, we have what we call charge and bail lawyer, and we have lawyers. Charge and bail lawyer can just say the agreement, rata. They may not have a say. So even if a issue related to litigation emerges on such land, your document may not even be admissible in court. Holistically, the deed of transfer in itself is just a mere document. It cannot even save you in court. It only shows that Mr. A gave Mr. B some amount of money. Now, if they now ask, what makes you, now when you take the person to court, he or she will say, it is true that I sold the land to this man. It is also true that he transferred this money. But the issue we are having is that it is not this land that is claiming. Court, let me go and show you the land. He will take you inside. Then the court will now ask you, how do you know this one is your land? You say, now this one, you go show me. Now this one, give us evidence. You have no survey that can read the coordinates of such property. The deed of transfer, your coordinate is not reflected. Your beacon is not even reflected. And in your deed of transfer as well, they are not, there's not even a seal from a legally or a reputable lawyer that has the ability to really write a deed of conveyance, otherwise known as deed of transfer, as the case may be. So while fighting land grabbing at the micro level, you must first of all protect your own self. Go and check your land document. Does it really have a seal? Go and check. But the truth is, holistically, a mere deed of transfer from a lawyer cannot protect you in totality. But when you have a survey and a CFO on that land, forget it. You have secured yourself to about 90%. Why is for the court to now come to rule that this land rightfully belongs to Mr. A. Now, while we are fighting at the macro level, in the micro level, you owe yourself a responsibility to secure what rightfully belongs to you. I stated the last time that there was a land that the owner of Okoromi wanted to grab. I was contacted, but I told them, go and hear from him. We cannot just launch just like that. Let's hear. What are the reasons behind this action? Why are you planning to take over lands that belongs to an Edoma? On getting there, fortunately, this individual knows one politician who have the ability to as well call the owner of Okoromi to order. And the politician intervened and called the owner of Okoromi. This land has a CFO. Desist from it. Instead of one for me to desist, he said, "Mona can still find me something." Discretionally, we said, "Na normal level. It's a community. Regard them. Don't tell me how much you give to them from your conscience, but nobody should compel you to give a dime to anybody." While we protested to Government House, the Deputy Governor reiterated the fact that a traditional representative in this state almost prevented a development as established by Catholic Church, if I'm not mistaken. The Catholic Church provided a school, whether Anglican Catholic, let me not just ascribe value to any of them for now, so that I do not go and take glory of the other. But the church provided a school. They noticed that students are not that coming into the school. What is the cost? They said maybe it's money or whatsoever. The church said it's going to be free education. Members of the community who happens to be a traditional ruler compelled the church to come and pay huge amount of money to them after buying land legally. The deputy governor asked a simple question: who is attending that school? They said, indigenous of our community. Is my son or daughter there? They said, no. Who is benefiting it? They said, indigenous of the community. Then why you say we should come and pay you again? That's to tell you the level of anti-development people that is available in Edo State. That is to tell you the number of anti-development people that is available in all tributaries of the state. So, on our part, we advise all and sundry, if you want the fight against land grabbing to stop, grab your land well. Grab your own well. If you have not done your documentation, go and do it. Now, let me state clearly. Let me state clearly. A man went to the community to buy land. The man's intention is not to foment trouble. The developer believes that there's already a land and he likes the land, he wants to pay to get it. You, in turn, had already bought such land in the past. You've paid. The both of you are not aware that somebody somewhere is bamboozling the both of you, collecting money from two persons. On getting to the land, you want to work, somebody comes out somewhere to say, I am the owner of this land. I will say, what are you saying? I am the owner. Someone say, no, I am the owner. Someone say, I'm the owner. Someone say, no, I'm the owner. At the end of the day, conflict may emerge. Not me. Conflict may emerge. Please share this video. Share this video because it's a collective result. Conflict may emerge. Mr. A is saying, no, it's for me. Mr. B is saying, no, it's for me. Instead of you now to cry to appropriate authority, the both of you are still going back to the same person who grabbed the land and sold it to the both of you. Nemo Judas in Kaseswa. No one shall be a judge in his own case. But in this case, you are taking the land matters to the same person who took over your land to judge. And you expect justice. Ordinarily, the both developers have no issues because they came to buy land and their interest is to develop. Now you will not say, well, I bought the land. Where are your documents? But can you tender your documents? The other guy will say, I bought the land. Where are your documents? You tender your document. What makes you think that yours is more valid than the other man's own? The only way and the only panacea to secure yourself in this contest is to consolidate on the existing community documents by having a well-recognized statutory right of occupancy and a survey on that land. Then you must have been able to secure yourself in totality. Now, if there are conflicts on that land, where are you taking it to? You are taking it to the government. The government includes the state government, the judiciary, the federal government, the legislature, as the case may be. They are the ones to dwell on the issue. Government cannot come out to say, this CFO documents that you are providing, now go and throw it away, we don't recognize it because they issued it. It has given you an edge over the next man. And as you know, there are no two CFO on one land. It is impossible. Even if it happens in the past, owing to the fact that there have not been digitalized activity in respect to CFO activities in the Edo State in the past. As we speak today, we have a more digital CFO process in the states, where it's just like the way it is now, the way it has been digitalized. When you have a phone, you store a name of a friend with at least Matthew, and you not take the phone number of Matthew, put it on the phone, install it and dial. The name Matthew will show. That's the way it is today. When you take the coordinate of that land and put it in the system, it will show that this land already have a CFO. So it has been digitalized to that extent. That is why some persons will not understand why some of us continue to commend the intellectual prowess of the Obaseki administration. So at the micro level, you owe yourself a responsibility to secure your property. So that at the end of the day, you will not come out to begin to see, they collect my land, now they do this one, they collect my land, now they do. Land grabbing goes beyond individuals. Community can grab community land. We'll get there, but it's going to be one after the other. Now we can call you coffee. Now we can call your coffee. Now let's go to the macro level and the efforts so far. The macro level involve the government, the civil society, and the entire people of Edo State. In this case, every individual whatsoever comes in, put their structures together, create a formidable synergy to confront selected few. When we say selected few, we are talking about one or two individuals who are taking an advantage of the communal infrastructure to intimidate the people. And to combat this, first, now me and you be government. Second, we have government representatives. You have the state government, you have the chief of staff, you have the speakers as assembly, you have the chief judge, all in all put together. There must be what we call the political will to act. When the will is not there, even if you cry from now till next year, those who are supposed to act may conceal the gross injustice, mainly on political reasons. And we pray that by the power of God Almighty, the Obaseki administration will not be sane in such direction. And I am convinced that it will never be. Then when talking about the macro level, there are targets. The focus is end land grabbing. Fight it to stand still. Every individual must ensure that they purge their minds of hate. In the sense that we all have our ability. We have our individual mental horizon, otherwise on a mental horizon, as the case may be. We have our thinking ability. We have our perceptions and views. Please share this with you. We have our individual perceptions and views. If an idea or a strategy did not come out from Osako Nokwodi, if the idea and the strategy to combat land grabbing did not come out from Osako Nokwodi and it came from Mr. C and D, and I noticed that the idea is feasible to achieve success, which I, Osako Nokwodi, should join force with the idea of the next man to achieve success. After all, the goal is put an end to land grabbing. If peradventure it did not come out from me, everything must not come out from me. The one that is not from me and it came from someone else, and I know land grabbing issue is a plague, we will quickly put on the apron string of that idea to confront the gross injustice that is militating against us all. It is not a one-man show or a one-man business. It is a collective resolve designed to secure our collective destiny. If an idea did not come out from me, and I said no, for as long as this is not come out from me, I'm going to spoil it. I am not confronting the disaster on ground. I am confronting an idea whose time has come. So, from the part of government, the political will must be there because as we speak today, it's just that some of us cannot be wicked. Cannot be wicked. And the truth is, we have many injustices in our land and in the world, and even in those states. Usakwino Wodin is just an individual. Usakwino Wodin cannot single-handedly address all the problem of injustice in Edo State. For as long as you are an indigene of Edo, when we say indigene, whether you be Igbo, you be Yoruba, you be Bini, you be Afema, you be Isan, for as long as long as you live in Edo, you have a property in Edo, you are considered as an indigene in Edo State. Because you cannot, if you carry Oshuka, tie for head, what you believe they call cookie, tie for head, so you want to carry your ass, come on, no? Except you sell them. So for as long as you have property here, your goal and objective is to ensure that the environment becomes salubrious. So when you notice problems of injustice, you do not need to wait for Sakuna holding. Say, this is the one they are supposed to fight now. They should come and fight this one. No. We have chosen a fight. Choose a fight as well. Let us all collectively confront these fights. Not for you to be waiting for an individual. I might be planning today to say, by tomorrow we'll not go build. Before they break head, not only they talk, they talk now. Say, oh, God, that man well, God man well. Don't tell you say, come on. Once in the play, you say, I remember that one go first. I'm ahead though. But when you don't, they okay. Now you come and that's what life be. When you don't do okay, you were the beg, just now they say, God, I beg. If this thing just finish, I know try him again. As if they finish, then you defend it and say, you know me. Fevino. You don't know me now. We made this. Come on, Eddie and fever. You don't begin call God. But when you are okay, you are coming to claim heaven and earth. So we do not need to wait. When we notice problem in a society, within our little level, let's try to address it. So we need proper orientation, which is the topic of today, in respect to tackling land grabbing. Now, as we speak, from the part of those in government, in fact, I raised the question, and somebody presented the question to the deputy governor while we were protesting. They asked him, I was one who raised that question, and somebody presented it. They asked, Your Excellencies, if somebody somewhere in your government continue to pressure you people to allow one man or one woman who everyone already knows to be guilty of such crime, what will you do? The deputy governor reiterated his commitment and the governor's commitment towards ensuring zero tolerance to such perpetrators. But as we speak, powers are working underground. Powers. But we pray to God for our people to be sensible enough to know that the campaign against some selected groups. Let me leave those areas. We know what is happening. We all know what is happening. But by the power of God Almighty, God will give you all the eyes to see what is happening in the dark. Meetings upon meetings every day. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, sir. Okay, so and see your phone. Okay, just call me back in like 30 minutes or I'll call you back. I didn't live program now. I'll call you back. Thank you, sir. So, I pray God gives the whole of us the ability and the eyes to see what is really happening under the scene. I, for one, let me state it clearly. They have not grabbed my land one day. I've not lost a single land to anybody once. I have not. The agitations that we are talking about, may God not let us proud in Jesus' name. We are part of it because we won't deceive ourselves. Why are we part of it? We are part of it because where we are benefiting from, I have never pretended to say I've not benefited from a those in the diaspora. If I say that, God will punish me. I cannot come and be pretending to say I don't already on my own. I passed them, I don't already on my own before. No. Yes, we started somewhere, yes, but we have benefited. Now they are having challenges. Nobody, it go hard for you to take person land where they do here because every day go to the clear for the land. What of not there? Now it's set for them. All of them cry out, say, hey, we must put an end to them. Then I will come go hide for corner. If you don't clear finish, I'll say, that's where I'm gonna come give me work. Who does that? Where you for the eat? Where you for the work? If you not maintain her, if you spoil your work, don't end. But if it's good for them, it's good for you. They didn't grab my land. I have no personal issues with any of them. If you are seeing attack on Osakuna holding today, it's because I cannot come here to pretend. I cannot come here to pretend. Those ways are big cut video. Cut on. They play only that part where I say I've benefited from that. Man, talk and women for love. I have benefited. I have benefited. In case your editing no work, my voice steady. I have benefited. I have benefited. I have benefited. We help you in the editing. I won't lie to you. And I believe in the principle of to whom much is given, much is expected. May God not let me come here and show say I don't feel on my own level. Yes, we know say we did try to come. But you know if you tell me say you did try they go try they come try they come try they come. Say the one where you did better for the take with all the put say not they finish. They finish now. Maybe when we don't see grow reach some level, we'll still deliver. Maybe for now, because we'll never reach anywhere. But God will continue to make us grow. So that's the reason why we are. I'm speaking for myself in this fight. We have different comrades. In fact, by the power of God Almighty, virtually all of them who did these activities with us, all of them, They are well to do, they get what they do. As we speak, for the past 3 weeks, I know how they do my job. Una not go understand. Una not go understand. We get waiting they move now. Una not go know waiting they would be. Not be everything man at all. Not be everything man at all. But the truth is, say, I will be the most ungrateful man on earth to come out here to say, that level never be diaspora. Which one? I stand on my own. No. A system, they say, is the collection of parts or events that is being seen as a single whole thing due to the interdependent and interactions of those parts. I can't stand alone. It is the truth. Hello, Zakonopo. I just at the top just now. I received the call for a present. And I said I will call the person back in 30 minutes. He not call me, see me, ask me say whether I don't brush teeth or whether I don't bath. He called me for the same job. Ask yourself where the job they come from. Now somebody give a number from abroad. Say call this person. May you take and go that side. Most say at the end of the day, say na even 3,000 that I get for inside for an example. Times by 6. Tell me, I'm just see 3,000. Then those set of people will get issues. I would say no, I'm not going to talk Putu. I'm not going to talk Putu. If we choose to keep quiet, we'll not talk. Not everybody will be the most selfish person on earth. I will be considered as the most selfish person on earth. Excuse me, sorry. Hello? Good morning, sir. I did, Baba. I did live. Don't understand. You see, I'm still the call. So, I know if it's on live, but people don't understand. I want to talk this one, so I challenge anybody. I challenge everybody in government house. If you did that government house, you don't give me 1 hour after these elections. On, during, and after the election, come out. I won't deceive you. My leader, distinguished Senator Ege Odobo Uzamiri, feeds me almost on a daily basis. My leader, the secretary to the state government of Edo State, Barrister Osaodio Ogi Esquire, feeds me almost on a daily basis. But you see, this my 2 leg has been to government house since after election 4 times. It was 3 before. Some few days back, we were invited to government house. I not even feel meet up with the meeting. Now, when they don't through, and I see them for a room, we snap pictures. We move. This is not to say that I do not want to benefit or I do not want to be part of going to government house on a daily basis. No, don't misconstrue me. I need and die. I like and die. I want to be part die. I want the inside, I swear. But you see me, I know sabi fifi. I know sabi say, see me here. Notice meetings, no. I know sabi. I feel in my house here. If you reach my turn, they'll call me. The one will not be my own. No matter the even say I true Budu, but dive, run here and there from east to west, not be my own. The one will be my own, I know before was put. It will just come back. I will go there. I'll say, see me here, now me, you move forward. And as I did now, I know the drag government with anybody. And I know say they drag who Obaseki no pass. I know they drag am. But me know say even the governor they respect Osakuna Kudi, not be joke. The governor of the Edo State, they respect me. I know respect. I know tell you like, because we not see the hungry. To say with the hungry people for that they cry. I know deceive you. So that is why I say, who know they make me not, who people should make me not the hungry soon. Now they are land that they grab. So I'm gonna come out to fight. Even if it requires me to sacrifice my own image, I should be part of the fight. That's why I am into this issue. I don't get any other issue. I don't tell you lie. At the thing hot rich. If I had wanted to receive benefits, please, my phone is ringing. 1 minute. Let me just tell the person I'm live. Hello? Babala, the bit me were in life. Now, where's the Guisa? What up? Okay, I'll check, Baba. Okay, Baba, you too much. Thank you, sir. Okay, Baba. Don't more, sir. That is the reason why you've seen me engaging myself in this. I'm not getting any other benefit. But where for the benefit, I must repair them. And the benefit was there. So I must repair them. Now I make you see and say, we put them for head. Let me tell you the truth. If say we choose to do like this, by this kind of time, now we're going to say, they leave this. First. If anybody should support land grab, it's supposed to be me. If anybody should come out to say, leave these people alone, I didn't know it's supposed to be me because I did vice chairman of a community. But I made the come and tell you, say no to it. Say no to land grabbing. Land grabbing no only be individual. Community can grab another communities now. That is the truth. If we had choose to be corrupt, we're going to fight against those where they do land grabbing, and we'll move immediately to collect the 1 by 2 and the money. Now let me open one secret to you guys. You know what it makes some people divest or go outside. We investigate that, but we not quit talk, and we respect friendship as anything. Some people they will go to say, you know go what did they happen? I just do because you don't understand. We know they do something make they blame us. When we do finish, people they go say, he try, this boy beer, he try. And that time we don't use paper body. If they paying us, we'll stick on. Now let me tell you what happened. Person there where they don't already give money. Wait till they say no what I'll cause I will not put it. Oh, rest. More your rest. But the truth is, though people things they play. But you see on my phone they ring. Bro. You just say I not like her. If they ask you now, say, Sakono, this is your phone, they ring, you not like her. I like and pass anything. Let me tell you the simple truth. Excuse me. Hello? Ade Baba. Don't know one. Yeah. Okay. Kameya we epu wo fino, kameya we otis Sakono ko ni money. Oh yeah, Mudia, give me some minutes. So sorry now, one of this. So as I was saying, we stand because influence, good character, and reputation pass money. It pass money. Oh. And get it clear. No go mistakenly they say, I don't like this Osakuno, you're good. No, I not good. I not good though. But you see all those things where go spoil person, I they run from her. I not good. I not better pass anybody. No, I not better pass. I only try my own best to meet up and rest. God will take care of the rest. You know, say, let me tell you, there are many things where government know, where citizens don't know. So many. There are many things where people where they inside politics know, where many people don't know. There are many things where people where they inside government know, where politicians don't know. Now, so it be the more you look, the less you see. Things they play. But the beautiful part of it is that before they do, we don't hear about it. When I see me come and go raise alarm that they say, want to know member of the committee, people don't know where I come. Until now, they never know. We quickly raise the alarm, want to know, because the map now through the committee they want use. We don't want to see fair loss. The investigation must continue.
Yes, my people, the investigation must continue. Now, here, now we'll round up on this particular one. This one, our brother, Comrade Stalios, as well. Yes, of course, the investigation must continue. We are still on it. In fact, now we did so. We don't get time to spend for this video. We'll come back again later because we get a lot of things for hand. We want like Mogo present for now. I appreciate every one of you. Now, God bless you.